Hey everybody, it is the 13th day of Vlogmas, Friday the 13th, for the superstitious ones out there. I am not one of them. I have just arrived at work. Traffic was actually better than it had been. I've been on vacation on annual leave for a couple of weeks, and I feel like this time of year sometimes traffic does get a bit lighter, but Fridays sometimes there's a bit less traffic as well. I don't quite know what people do and how they end up not working as many days, maybe working more from home, but I am here. I've come into work and I have half an hour to kill. Thought I would do a quick little chat with you guys before I start work. For those of you who do not know, I'm a midwife here in London, England. I work for the NHS, the National Health Service. I am a community midwife, so I don't work in the hospital these days. I'm employed by a hospital, but I work out in a GP doctor's office clinic, and today I'll be doing all prenatal antenatal checks for women. Tomorrow when I'm working, I'll be doing all postnatal home visits. So in this country, everybody gets postnatal visits at home, a handful of them depending on their needs. And today, like I said, I'm going to be stuck inside, so there's not going to be a lot to show you throughout my day. I did decorate the office before I went on vacation because I wanted to make sure it was Christmassy when I got back, because I thought it'd be really miserable if it wasn't. So I'm gonna have that to brighten my day as I go in, which I'm definitely happy about. I stopped off to get some milk on my way into work because I feel like I could really do with a cup of tea when I get in, and I'm not 100% sure that there will be milk when I get there. I ended up having a later night than I would have liked. Our journey home from Kew Gardens yesterday got a bit dragged out because of issues with the London Underground. It's not the most reliable service, I will say, and apparently there were some issues beyond the station that we were at, Kew Gardens Station, where that whole portion of the line actually closed. We got the last train out of there and went further into London before we could head back out to where we live. But because of other train delays, we ended up transferring 2 more times and finding a train that was just never arriving. So it was going to be arriving in like 10 minutes, then it was 6 minutes, then 1 minute, and then it went back to 7 minutes, and then it went to like 15 minutes. And essentially we decided this is clearly not happening, so we ended up getting an Uber the rest of the way home. Got in around 10 o'clock, which isn't super late, but it is for this early bird, so I generally have to get up at 5 o'clock for work. I actually woke up at 4:30, so I'm feeling it. I'm definitely feeling a bit tired today, but it'll be nice to get back to work. I feel like it will kind of fire me up, and I know once I'm working, it's nice. I'm sure I'll have a busy day, so the day will just fly by. I will check in with you guys at the end of the day because I need to do my Advent calendars, but I suspect that will probably be it, apart from maybe showing you my Christmas pen, which I found when I pulled all the Christmas decorations down, which I'm very excited to use today. I think it's probably going to look a little bit wild because I'm wearing my red and gold dress, feeling a bit Christmassy. The office and clinic are fully decked out for Christmas, and I'm gonna have a Christmas pen. So maybe it's a bridge too far, but I think it's just right for this time of year. Well, as expected, having been off for a while, it was definitely a very busy day, but I feel like also a very productive day. I got a lot done. I felt like I did a good job today, and I'm definitely ready to get myself home, open my Advent, and have some dinner and just chill out and probably crash before too long. I'll be checking in with you guys again a little bit later. It is very nice to be home. My husband and I started this habit. I don't quite remember how it started, but basically I give him a call when I'm on my way home, put it on speaker, and then he and I have a chat about our days as I drive home. It's a nice thing because it's one of those things where you get in from work, you always want to have a bit of a chat of like, how was your day? How did everything go? What have you been up to? And that takes a fair amount of time if you want to have a good catch up. And I was finding that by the time we've done that and we've had our dinner, it's basically bedtime. But being able to have that chat on the commute means we can kind of just skip over that when I get home, and we can just hang out and talk about other things and not necessarily focus on the day. I feel like it almost kind of gives me a good switch off. So once I'm home, I don't have to think about work anymore. So it's definitely been a nice change in my life, and I definitely want to keep that up. It's also just nice to get to have someone to hang out with while I'm on my long commute home. We had a quirky dinner that we have now and then. I feel like probably everyone has these really odd dinners that don't make a whole lot of sense, but they just become something that they have. I remember my husband and I went out to an Italian restaurant a while ago. This is like, honestly, like, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. And we got a tricolore salad that was mozzarella, fresh mozzarella, tomato, and avocado with some Italian dressing drizzled on top of it. Really liked it, decided that we wanted to make that ourselves, have it as like a side, and we're trying to figure out what we would have with it to make a meal, and started having it with quiche. So we'll get like a store-bought quiche, and then we will each have half of the quiche, and then we each get half of an avocado, fresh mozzarella, and tomato, and that becomes the little salad. And I always lay it out in the same way. I feel like it just is a nice, complete little meal. It's not the healthiest meal. It's not the worst meal in the world, but I know it sure is quirky. And I would love to hear what your quirky go-to meals are that you just kind of created for yourself as a little family, because I know there's got to be so many weird ones out there. Without further ado, I'm going to get on with my Christmas Advent, the naked marshmallow. The 13th is right up here in the corner, the man himself. Obviously not the real man that we're celebrating for the season, but you know what I'm saying. I've got my first repeat, but it was a fun one, a cinnamon churro. Christmas fact: 2 of Santa's reindeer originally had different names. They were called Dunder and Blixen, meaning thunder and lightning. Dunder and Blixen. That's, I guess, Donner and Blitzen. That's a fun fact. Well, I know already that I like that marshmallow, so I'm looking forward to having that one. I did do some yoga when I got up this morning, so I have no ambitions to do really anything this evening apart from have a nice cup of herbal tea, watch some TV with my husband. On a Friday night, we've kind of set ourselves like TV schedules of things that we'll watch in the evenings if we're not doing something else. And on a Friday, we are working through old Curb Your Enthusiasm episodes. So we're going to watch a Curb Your Enthusiasm. Like I said, have a nice cup of herbal tea. I will obviously enjoy my marshmallow and then try and get ourselves an early night. I've got another work day tomorrow. At least I'll be a little bit more out and about, but I still don't think there's probably going to be tons to show you. But I will update as much as I can, and I will see you then. Bye! Hey guys, it is the 14th day of Vlogmas. I am on my way to work again. I am doing postnatal home visits today, so I'm going to visit mothers with their newborn babies at home, which is always really lovely. I think it's going to be an especially nice day though, because there is a particular woman who I've looked after for 4 pregnancies. This is her 4th baby, and it's my first time getting to see her and meet the new baby because I've been on annual leave, and I'm very excited I get to see her. She is also very excited I'm coming to see her. It is the weekend and our office is closed at the weekend, so I have to take all of my equipment home with me and start off from home. And the big plus side of that is that means when I'm setting off to work, it is actually daylight and I don't feel like I'm going to work in the middle of the night, which is a treat. I will not have much to share with you guys, but if I do catch any Christmas lights or anything on my journey, I will share it. But I will be catching up with you guys at the end of the day when I'm back home from work. They have some really good graffiti under this bridge, and also one of the worst graffitis I've ever seen. Anus. So I have had to stop off at the hospital where I work to drop some things off, and I have to say the birth center in particular had some top-notch decorations. I was very impressed. It's always very cheerful to see that kind of thing around. I have grabbed some lunch that I'm going to eat in my car and then carry on with my postnatal visits. But so far it's been really lovely. It's been so nice to see that woman that I've looked after for 4 pregnancies meet her 4th baby. It was so sweet and he is adorable. It's been a nice day so far. It is a busy one, but it's not a bad thing. It definitely makes the day go by quickly. I'll check in later. So I have made it back home. It is the end of the day and it is an even number day in Vlogmas, which means I get to do one of my Advent Swapmas gifts. Right, so it's the 14th, so I open gift number 7. It's feeling very squishy. Well, I recognize this fabric. I'm gonna be so coordinated. Check me out, guys. Oh yeah, I've been feeling cold today, so I definitely needed a nice little cowl. This is such a lovely gift, such a lovely idea. I actually have my wrist warmers just over there. Let me grab them. Love it. I am the coziest kid on the block. I am so chuffed with these. Thank you again, Christine. You have given me the most lovely, thoughtful gifts. I have been enjoying opening every single one. I'm gonna be sad when it comes to an end. We're definitely gonna have to do this again next year because I really have been loving the personal touch. All right, marshmallow advent time. I'm gonna take this off because I'm probably gonna end up getting too toasty, which is not a bad thing necessarily, but not what I'm going for at the moment. So 14th, we've got up here, cookies and cream. We were talking about this. I was saying that this is actually I think my topmost ice cream flavor. I think that sounds like a good option for a marshmallow. Why do basketball players love cookies? Because they can dunk them. It's not even a Christmas related joke, but it's related to the marshmallow, so I think that works. So cookies and cream was actually my first marshmallow that I got out of here, and I did really enjoy it. But I'm gonna try it not toasted because I feel like, I'm not sure it entirely made sense to have it toasted, though I do enjoy a toasted marshmallow. I'm just curious to see what these are like on their own. I think the toasting actually does add to it. I will probably toast the remainder of these marshmallows. I feel like it tastes almost a little bit sweeter when you don't toast it. So good to know. It was still delicious, but just definitely on the sweeter end. It is a marshmallow though, so I don't know what I was expecting. So I'm gonna get a nice warm dinner on. We are having a curry tonight, just a chicken curry from a jar. Nothing too exciting, but I am looking forward to it. I feel like I'm really in the mood for it. I am off for the next couple of days. It's always a little bit confusing because my days, I do 4 long days a week, and so my days off are always a little bit random. Whenever we have 2 days off together, we will generally think of it as like a weekend and treat it a bit like a weekend. So I was saying to my husband this morning, oh, tomorrow starts our fake weekend, but tomorrow is Sunday, which is actually part of a weekend, but our fake weekend is Sunday, Monday. It's a little confusing, but it is Friday night essentially, and I feel like, or it feels like a Friday night even though it's a Saturday night, and I feel like curry seems like a good option, especially on a cold day like today. We are off to the small local Sainsbury's to pick up some things for a movie night. I said before, I'm off for the next 2 days, so this is kind of like a faux Friday night. And it seems like a fun opportunity. I've definitely been getting into the whole Christmas movie zone. There's some point in December that I switch over that I just want to watch Christmas movies, and I am there. So we were debating between watching Elf and Scrooged. We've gone for Scrooged because we think we watched Elf more recently. I was talking with my husband about how I feel like different movies would mean you'd want to have different types of snacks. So for Scrooged, I feel like theoretically you should just have like whiskey on the rocks and some nuts or something. And for Elf, you should have a big bowl of popcorn with just a bunch of candy thrown in. But I don't actually want any of those snacks or drinks. But yeah, I'll have to see what I feel like I'm in the mood for. But I am looking forward to picking up some bits, getting home, having a nice warm curry, and having a fun movie night.